The arts therapies are a form of psychological therapy that use art making, music and drama to support people to process emotions, experiences and distress.
I started art therapy around August. At the beginning I was thinking, what is this?
I thought it would be just like banging on drums and like doing the triangle, and I'd be a bit bored.
Some feelings are hard to express, but by putting them on paper in a picture or using the colours could kind of give across how I was feeling.
Art, drama, and in music therapies can really help people connect with parts of themselves that are often locked away because of the trauma that they've experienced.
Anger, I used to take that out on objects, people around me quite a lot. I found out through art therapy that I could express that through the art and leave that in the art book.
The numbers of art therapists in the NHS is growing, but there is still a large unmet need for less verbal interventions for people who struggle to talk about their difficulties. This could be for different reasons. Not knowing or never having been taught how to use words to describe their feelings. Having experienced traumatic events, or learnt to use words as a way of distracting themselves and others from the difficult feelings that have been hard to tolerate in their lives.
Sometimes what arts therapies and the creative therapies offer is a means that cuts across all of our differences and actually is able to unify people to think about how they can creatively think about their human experience. And I just think that choice should be made available to as many service users that we think can benefit from it.
I was able to express myself more effectively. I was able to get that emotion and feelings out that I felt was stuck, things that I didn't feel comfortable talking about to a therapist previously. I was able to release that.
I think in my experience they're very complementary. I think that the non-verbal therapies allow patients to begin to experiment and explore ideas that they've maybe found too difficult to deal with at a more conscious or verbal level. And that's then acted as a preparation for them to be able to engage in those therapies.
By having this therapy, I felt able to express myself on a different level rather than face-to-face talking therapy. I found this helped me in a lot of aspects and explore my own emotions.
One of the values of art psychotherapy and non-verbal therapies across the board has been just to be able to be in a room with someone else, to sit there and connect with another person on an emotional level, given that we're talking about mental health, which is an emotional difficulty overall. Instead of just being talking therapies where there's an implicit assumption that you will be doing talking, here with art therapies is to be and to do.
It's important for me because it actually gives me a proper way to express myself. I actually feel validated.
I work with a lot of patients that have a reputation for being difficult or challenging, and I think art psychotherapy offers a route in to begin to work with those patients. They're so traumatised or they're so unable to express their emotions that they're just not ready to engage in the verbal therapies that we expect them to, and art psychotherapy is allowing a way for us to develop a good therapeutic relationship with those very difficult cases.
get your way to express your innermost feelings, but on either an instrument or through other ways.
I have a patient who struggles to articulate and own the feelings that she has about things that have happened to her. And she's used music therapy and particularly songwriting to allow her to get into touch with those feelings, which she's been then able to bring forward in her more verbal therapy sessions.
So one of the other roles that I've seen non-verbal therapists come into their own has been when working with staff. Being able to connect with a staff member without overtly talking about things that are difficult or challenging within the team. So using an activity to get the team to connect with each other and also the challenges of the work that they're doing. That has been really useful in helping staff become more empathic towards themselves and show a level of compassion towards themselves, but also then subsequently be more able to show compassion to the people that they're working with, the service users, and in that way enhance care.
It works very well for art therapists sitting underneath the umbrella of our allied health professions but working within psychological services, because clearly they need strong links within both wider teams. People choose to do art therapy because they believe in it as an approach, as a philosophy.
I'd be more inclined to do art psychotherapy than any other talking therapy. You can just look at the work and draw your drawings, and the therapist's just asking you how you feel about the drawings. It's not just you and them, it's you, them and the art.
I think people need to try different things until they find the thing that really works for them, and art therapy really works for me.
Access to developing art, drama and music therapies means that people who can't talk about their difficulties are able to access the same psychological care as others.
I think one of the things about non-verbal therapies is going to be the idea that if you can engage people in a different type of therapy, you can help them achieve their recovery faster, which means that they move through the system, the mental health system, faster, which means that they recover and contribute into the world that they want to live in, but also the idea that services can support more people.
When I'm feeling quite down or I feel quite angry, I'll go and sit in a room, even if it's for just 5-10 minutes, and express that on a piece of paper. I don't always have to show anyone that piece of paper. I can just screw it up when I'm finished and put it away.
I would really welcome that where we get to is a world that talks of a collaborative approach to psychological interventions that brings together both verbal and non-verbal means to do so.
It's actually been really, really good, and I've got back my passion for music.
It got me through some tough times and helped me deal with tough emotions and feelings I was experiencing.
With art therapy, it allows me to physically show them. This is what the kind of chaos that's going on up in there, that's what it looks like in an art form.
If it weren't for my art therapist standing by me, then I would still be medicated up and still feeling the way I was, which wasn't a nice place to be.
If you recognise the need to broaden the range of psychological therapies you offer, please contact the British Associations of Art, Drama and Music Therapies.